Weed. That was an easy way to get your attention. Cannabis has been one of the most widely debated topics over recent years, and for good reason. Its controversy dates all the way back to 1937 when the drug was first made illegal federally in the United States. Many people believe that this is an outrageous mandate as there has been overwhelming evidence in the past 20 years to suggest that we should reconsider this regulation. Many have been told by their friends and family about how terrible the drug is, but I wish to dose your mind with the facts and knowledge necessary to make you rethink what you have been taught your entire life. Now, without further ado, let's slide our way into the national controversy known as cannabis. Most people know about the negative stereotypes that surround the drug, but only few know about the true benefits that it has. Not only can it benefit people with mental health, or not only does it have a ton of benefits for the average person, but it can also benefit people with mental health conditions, anxiety, and seizures, just to name a few. Many studies have even shown that it can even help to fight cancer. An argument to keep cannabis illegal should already sound quite ridiculous, but let's look even further. When most people think about cannabis, they think about the intoxicating effects caused by THC. But did you know that you can get all of the medical benefits without the intoxication? This is in the form of CBD. CBD has been known time and time again to cause miracles. The best example of these miracles is Charlotte, Fiji. According to NBC News, Charlotte suffered from Dravet syndrome. So at just 5 years old, she was in a wheelchair having up to 300 seizures a week. Her mom finally got tired of watching her little girl suffer, so she started giving her small doses of CBD oil. They noticed almost an immediate reduction in the amount of seizures that she was having. Charlotte went from having almost 300 seizures a week to just 2 or 3 per month. I'm not saying that cannabis is a cure-all drug by any means, but if it can help reduce the seizures of a 5-year-old girl, just imagine the medical possibilities it could have both now and in the future. So now I'm going to throw some facts your way. There's going to be 2 separate options. The first option is a substance that has been legal for centuries, while the second option is a substance that still remains illegal to this day. Option 1 led to the deaths of 100,000 people in 2020, has 20 million people who claim to be addicted to it, and caused $250 billion in property damage in 2020 alone. Option 2 led to the deaths of 3,000 people in 2020, has 1 million people who claim to be addicted to it, and it can't even directly kill a person. Now, before I reveal to you which option is which, I just want you to unbiasedly think about which of those 2 choices truly sounds like the better option. If you thought that option 1 was alcohol, you'd be correct. Option 2 was cannabis. So, to reiterate, a chemically made substance that led to the deaths of 100,000 people in 1 year is perfectly legal, but a naturally grown substance that led to the deaths of just 3% what alcohol did is still illegal. So if you're someone who is fighting to keep cannabis illegal, why aren't you also fighting to make alcohol illegal? It really is a worse alternative in just about every way imaginable. So now we've looked at some of the basic points, such as the benefits of cannabis and the drug versus its counterparts. But now we're going to look into the real underlying reasons as to why the federal government has yet to legalize it. It's no secret to most Americans that our medication system is extremely expensive and on many levels very corrupt. Since these drug makers aren't really mandated heavily by the federal government, they can basically charge whatever they want for medication, even if it's required to live. These are multi-trillion-dollar companies that will do everything in their power to sell as much as they can for as much money as they can sell it for. If cannabis were to be made legal, these companies would lose billions of dollars from opioids and other medications. Because of this, when a radical politician comes along saying they want to legalize cannabis, they have no problem sending millions of dollars their way to make sure it doesn't happen. According to TheGuardian.com, drug makers have poured close to $2.5 billion into lobbying and funding members of Congress over the past decade. Why is this such an overlooked problem when it comes to the legalization of cannabis? Maybe instead of only looking at why the drug should be legalized, we should also look at why it hasn't become legalized yet in order to fully understand the corrupt nature of the situation. So to round up our session, we've looked at the benefits of cannabis versus its alternatives, and how drug companies influence the legalization process. I hope you not only learned about some of the misconceptions that surround cannabis, but also how it can truly benefit so many people if it were to be made legalized. And I believe that with the free will nature of our young people, we can end this outrageous mandate once and for all.